Yao went home not too long after. Mascara ruined much to her sister's surprise. For a gigolo to end up looking like that, did he enjoy their bedroom activities too much? But when Yao didn't answer her teasing, her sister panicked and said she was only joking. To shift the mood, the younger showed her the prize of the game, which is a spring figure of the happy little great duck. That was enough to bring the gamer in her. But when Yao checked the time, it was already 12:10 a.m. The activity was already over. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back as Yao started wailing hard. Meanwhile, her laogong is looking at her phone, longingly waiting for her reply. Jiang sent a text to her Laopo earlier that night saying she's working overtime, yet the latter still hasn't replied even now. She decided to compose a message when she sat up, catching the attention of Li, who was sitting right beside her. And the reason? Jiang could no longer send messages to her Laopo. Yao got her blocked! Li asked what Jiang did to her, and when the latter said she didn't do anything, it just made her ask again why on earth her Laopo would block her. Just then, one of their colleagues from the back chimed in saying it must be because Jiang didn't accompany her to find the great granny duck that night. Surely her Laopo, ex-Laopo, must have really wanted the happy little great duck prize. Poor Jiang tried to defend herself, saying it was not like she didn't want to go. She had to work overtime. In answer to that, Li says it's not like Jiang's Laopo knew that she was really working. For all she knows, her Laopo must have thought she was just making an excuse. Well, there's no use crying over spilled milk, as Li told her she should just focus on the gorgeous Yao instead of her ex-Laopo. The next day, Yao went to work in her usual girl boss persona when her phone notified her of a friend request. It's none other than her laogong in her Notice Me Senpai moment, trying to get her back by getting the happy little duck for her. Just then, Director Faye appeared, saying they'll be having a meeting at FG Tech and asking Yao if she wanted to come along. She declined the invitation, stating that she already had a prior meeting with FG Entertainment and suggested he take Joe with him instead. She declined the invitation, so Director Faye left along with Joe a little later. After the meeting, Lee calls Joe over asking why they haven't seen Yao for a while now. Joe replies that Yao is busy with other work, which prompts her to ask if Joe is interested in her. At that, Lee became a bit giddy and pointed at Jiang, who happened to walk by as if on cue. Jiang looked pissed as heck and tried to smack Lee, but the latter managed to evade and let her walk past. Joe noticed that Jiang seemed to be in a bad mood, and Lee told her that it was because Jiang's Laopo broke up with her and ran off with some other woman. Just like that, 3 months went by, and finally, the joint project between Yao's company and FG Tech is about to wrap up. One night, Director Faye asked her if she wanted to come for dinner later, but she found it off, given how she didn't directly help them in the project to begin with. Director Faye didn't even bother rebutting that and just told her that everyone missed her. From that alone, Yao already knew that it was that creepy Mr. Go who must have wanted her there. As if the gods in heaven were conspiring, Joe appeared literally a moment later, close to begging her to come. She can't deal with that creep, Mr. Gu. In the end, Yao caved in and attended the company dinner. Upon seeing her enter the room, Mr. Gu had already told her to sit next to him, and like every pretty girl boss forced to play along with the senior office creep, she gave him the most beaming smile as they exchanged pleasantries. Just then, he turned his attention to Joe, saying they should have a toast. Poor Joe walked over to him, and when he saw that she was drinking water, he insisted that she drink wine like him, even though she refused. In the end, Yao jumped in and saved her friend. She told Joe that the latter should pour him water instead of wine, which Joe gratefully did. Yao resumed eating, but Mr. Gu already had his attention on her, urging her to drink with him. She told him that she doesn't usually drink, but decided to join him for a bit, grabbing his glass as she did so. Jiang, who was sitting right beside her, kept a close eye on Yao the whole night as she continued drinking with Mr. Gu. How are you liking today's video so far now that we're halfway through it? And who do you think will make a move first, Mr. Gu or Jiang? Comment below with your thoughts. And if you like this video, a super thanks would do the trick and get us going to produce more videos. Make sure to remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Flash forward to later. Mr. Gu ordered Jiang to pour Yao another cup. As the younger woman turned to check on the older woman, she saw that Yao had a little too much to drink, which is why she almost reasoned against it. But before she could speak up, Yao cut her off and directly asked Jiang to pour her another cup. Well, what happened next was predictable. Yao got pretty wasted. Zhou became her caretaker while Jiang trotted behind quietly. Seeing Yao's drunken state, Mr. Gu offered to take her home, but thankfully Zhou knew Yao drove on the way there. With that said, she proposed to hire a driver instead, but the old fart didn't want to leave Yao at the hands of some hired driver, as if he's no better. Mr. Gu raised his voice firm in his decision to take Yao home when Jiang finally raised her hand and volunteered to take Yao home. There was an awkward silence before Zhou decided to shove the nearly unconscious Yao to Jiang, citing that she's the best driver in the company. FG Tech's very own Lewis Hamilton. Zhou continued to vouch for Jiang's driving skills, and Mr. Gu had no choice but to let her take Yao home. No sooner had Mr. Gu left than Zhou did the same, taking off as she had to catch her train. Now left to themselves, Yao continues to lean to Jiang for support, while the latter holds her up by the waist. But as soon as she did, Yao suddenly stood up and moved away from her. Jiang asks where she parked, but Yao has already fished her phone out saying she'll hire a driver, so Jiang can go home now. The younger is still hesitant to leave her alone, but Yao's already in her Miss Independent mode, saying she'll be fine, and starts to walk away. Despite that, Jiang still expresses a wish to send her home, albeit softly, when Yao suddenly turns and tells her not to mix water when someone asks to pour a drink for them. She'll get a bad rep, making people think she's dishonest on the off chance that they found out. Jiang couldn't even explain herself because Yao turned her back on her and called for a hired driver. She was in the middle of talking to the service when Jiang suddenly snatched her phone, saying the caller was too drunk, so she'd be the one sending the caller home. With that, Jiang ended the call and turned to Yao. The two locked in a gaze before the former handed Yao the phone back, adding that she'd take her home. With that, Yao had no choice but to go along with Jiang's wishes, still beat red as ever. Whether it's because of the wine or Jiang, we'll never know. Yet. Jiang drove her home just as she said, and had her pull over at her garage. As soon as she parked the car, Yao quickly removed her seatbelt, thanking and telling Jiang to go home. But Jiang calls out to her, and as she turns, she sees the latter hand her a small box with a funny-looking character printed on top. Yao takes it from her hands and puts it in her purse, once again telling Jiang that she should head home now that it's getting pretty late, when suddenly Jiang grabs her by the cheeks and kisses her square in the mouth. First base! And just when she thought it couldn't get shocking enough, Jiang wanted to French it out, so Yao had to push her away by the cheeks. Jiang remained unmoving and instead told her to open the gift. Yao did as she was told, annoyed at the turn of events. Just what is she up to? She was already annoyed, as it is in how Jiang made a move on her when she opened the gift, and was dumbfounded to see the happy little great duck figure, its dumb eyes staring back at her. But more important than that, why is it tied up with a red string like this? Yao was pulled out of her reverie when she heard her annoyingly cutesy voice echoing in the car, saying her sweet musings to laogong. Jiang has her phone shoved in Yao's face, showing all the recordings her laogong sent her. Finally, the cat's out of the bag. What's more, Jiang knew it was her all along. With the evidence stacked up to her face, Jiang asks her Laopo what got her real quiet right now when she had so much crap to say online back then. In a quiet voice, Yao could only ask Jiang how she knew it was her. Did that leave you hanging? Check out our other works here, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.